The Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Great Debaters Contest. This is the Meru edition, and still on GDC for SDGs, I am your host, Austin Nyumbo.
And I am Mariam Bishar. Miathane boys goes versus Kisima mixed secondary on whether the retirement age should be lowered to create more employment opportunities. We'll have them take the stage now. Proposal number 1, you have 3 minutes.
Retirement age should be lowered to create more job opportunities. I'm Boniface Mongera, Miathane Boys High School. Kenya is a developing nation that needs a lot of energetic people, that needs a lot of energetic guys to propel its economic activities and to take it to greater heights. I therefore stand here to propose the motion that retirement age should be lowered to create more job opportunities for Kenyans. In Kenya, we have many people graduating each and every year. We have many people who each and every year are professionals in various areas. Therefore, if we don't give them a chance to occupy those job vacancies, then where shall this our nation go? I'm agonized today as I study here, as my colleagues try to oppose me, but trying to tell me that this retirement age should not be lowered. I say it should be lowered so as to create job opportunities, because the guys who are here, they are well versed with technologies compared to the ones that are working right now. Therefore, there is need to give them a room. There is need to give them a chance so that they can propel our nation, so that they can make this nation, which is a developing nation, and make it to a greater height. Due to lack of employment, we have various groups that have ventured in terrorism. We have bandits. Each and every day we hear certain people have been attacked. We hear people have been killed. We don't ask ourselves, why are these people being killed? The reason is because they are not given a chance to express themselves in terms of their professions. People have been allowed, irrespective of the advancing age, to still continue to occupy the seat in various job opportunities. If we don't give them a chance, Kenya then shall turn to be a battlefield, because they shall continue to venture in those terrorist groups. And at the end of it all, we shall all be crying days along that Kenya, we are facing insecurity. So, I rest my case by saying that retirement age should be lowered for job opportunities. Thank you.
Kisima mixed, you have 3 minutes to give us your opening statements.
I'm Millicent, a member of Kisima team, and I oppose the motion, retirement age should be reduced to create employment. First of all, who are we creating employment for? The youths who have no experience. What are they going to do? All they know to do is chat all day long, stay on phone. How are they going to concentrate on development? On to my point. Government expenditure will rise. Do you know Kibaki was an economist? Did you ever ask yourself why he raised the retirement age from 55 to 60? No, you did not ask yourself. So I'm here to give you that answer. And by the way, please, you should be giving me something for telling you this. It's your right to know. Kenyans, in the year 2009, we didn't have resources. We had to build roads. Infrastructure was very low. So Kibaki decided to raise the retirement age from 55 to 60, because if we make this man at the age of 55 to retire, so this man will be depending on the government because of their pensions. And pensions are paid every month. This man earns 150,000 per month. Do you have mathematicians here? If you are a mathematician, get a pen and a paper. Do this math. I earn 150,000 per month. I retire at the age of 50. I have a family. You must pay me a pension of a third of my salary, which is 50,000 per month. So, meaning I am going to get 50,000 per month, and the life expectancy in Kenya today is 63%. 63 years old. That is how a person, the oldest you can live is 53, the youngest. So, when I'm 63, you want to make me think that I will not, how am I going to live if you tell me at 50? Because, I'll live because of the pension, 50,000 per month. 50,000 per month, every month. Isn't that a burden for the government? Isn't that a burden for the government? If you pay me, if you retire me at 50, you'll have to pay me for the next 13 years. Can you calculate that? How much is that money? For the next 13 years. But if you retire me at 60, you'll just pay me for 3 years, because probably at 63, I would have died. Please do that mathematics. The other money that you have been used to pay me for the next 13 years will have been used to another development activity. Thank you. And the next is education system. Does the education system favor us all? There's that, if I finish primary school at 15, in the high school at 19, I'm done high school. University, I'll take a course of law. That is probably 7 to 10 years. Then I must get, if you go to look for work, you have to have experience. Experience for 5 years, experience for 4 years. You want to be a lawyer. Do you want to be a lawyer with experience for 5 years? Where are you going to get that experience? How am I going to earn my living if at 30 I'm supposed to get married? At 50, I'm paying school fees, and then you're saying at 50. That is not supposed to happen. Retirement age should remain the same so that we can reduce the government expenditure and also help those people who go to school late. Because not all of us will finish university at the age of 20. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll hear your rebuttal. You have 3 minutes.
Douglas Kimathi, Miathane Boys High School, proposing the motion, retirement age should be lowered to increase job opportunities. I would like, first of all, to ask my colleagues who are saying that experience is the one that will make these men be retained in the work. Really, can we compare the experience with the knowledge and the wisdom as young people we have to excavate in the job opportunities? Second thing, you have told us Kenya has gone higher and above through economical technological development. Really, our improvement in those insect years. You can see an example with the railway. It is now in Nairobi. You have said also, these people may go home and they may lack money to feed their children or siblings. We as young people, we have a lot to do with this money. This is because someone with 70 years, maybe his lastborn or her lastborn has maybe done with the university, maybe it's in job opportunity. The money is getting, maybe it is for leisure. So, bear me witness, we young people, we need to work. We need to be supplemented with the work so that we can be able to do the duties that we have to do. I would like to support with the point that creation of job or retiring at the lower age, it will create multi-job vacancies out of a single job. It will create multi-job vacancies out of a single job. This is, we can see the money is being used by people like lawyer. You talk about that 300,000, 700,000. This money can be fragmented into small portions, and it can employ young people like very fresh graduate from university. They can go with 20,000, 5,000, the way you satisfy your issue. The other thing is about to employ technological skills at the field work. You cannot tell me an old man can be able to operate things like a computer so that he can serve us anywhere. Really, we are growing in mind, and you can bear me witness, men of biology. You cannot be able, our minds, it started developing from the time we are infants to a time of that 9 years. From there now, your mind or brain, it is a lower pace. It cannot be able now to develop well. But when you give to a young man who is aged at 29, that there, he can do marvelous. He can be able to invent many things that will develop our institution, companies, to employ many, many young people. That thing, they are not industrial. Non-industrial employees to expand institutions or companies. We can talk about these young people who has invented like micro softwares. These are like someone like Bill Gates. Can you hear about any old person who has been able to invent something like this? Join me hands to say that they are supposed to retire for us who are very eager and hardworking in school to get a job. Thank you.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes for your rebuttal.
I'm Whitney Karemi from Kisima School, and I'm here to oppose the motion that says retirement age should be lowered to increase job opportunities. I want to correct the proposer's side by saying employment is not created by unemploying other population groups, but by investing. This means the youth should come up with ideas so that they may attract investors and thus employment. On to my first point. As all of us know, wisdom comes with age. And let's take an instance. It took 4 years to create the Thika superhighway. That was the time of Kibaki. But now, let's talk of the laptop projects. Uhuru had said he'll fund laptops to various places in the country. But now what are we hearing? That he's supplying electricity to different schools and building up computer labs. What are those for? Computer labs, and he had promised to bring up the laptop project. I bet if it was an older person with this idea, it would have come through. And as the Kiswahili saying goes, penye wazee hapaharibiki jambo. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the audience. The proposers have been asked if it is really fair to sack one person just so you can give a younger one an opportunity. And the opposition have been challenged when they said that young people tend to spend a lot of time on their phones and technological devices. Isn't it true that older people have also adopted the same habits? We'll have them respond to those queries. That proposal, you have 3 minutes.
Retirement age should be lowered to increase job opportunities. I'm your presenter, Emmanuel Kimadi from Miathane Boys High School. I would like to give an answer to my comrades who have asked a simple question, saying that, is it fair to sack someone so that to give a job opportunity to the younger person? My answer is yes. This goes right through. It is fair for that person. You can give him, he or she can go and venture into other agricultural products. For example, you can just go and start your farm. You have a big farm there. You can just go and start your introduction products there. To my other question that my fellow opposer said that the government of Jubilee promised to give laptops, but they failed. But yet the government of Mwai Kibaki, our former president, gave us a peaceful development within 4 years. To answer your question, that was propaganda politics. And this is brought out about to give a good example of how a good government will be. And to answer your question, yes, the laptops have already been introduced to some of the schools. Now, to add about that one, in politics, if all of you join politics, you have heard people saying that, wazee waende nyumbani, vijana wapate kazi. Meaning, young, old people, just to go home, start other works, and young men to come into politics so that we can be able to venture and develop this country. For example, our generation, this is a generation that new technology is required. Do you think that these old people, will give us this new technology? No. But these young men, these young youth who have just ventured into education, who have just moved out of university, have fresh minds, have new ideas on how to go and introduce a new technology. For example, you can see in our country, Kenya, most of our doctors, most of them don't have various equipped things. Ask yourself why. Because those who are sitting on those big seats, those who have big vacancy or group stage that are higher, are old people. Let's give an example. You give a young man that kind of a position. In fact, introduce new technology. Look, for example, in us as youth right now, as we are sitting here, we had Science Congress. Most of our fellow students had new ideas, developing ideas that not even a single person can think about it, so that can help our country. Thank you very much.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes to give your response.
Mike Munene, Kisima School, opposing the motion that says retirement should be lowered. So, have you heard about the Blue Whale game? Who has invented the Blue Whale game? A youth, a 21-year-old youth. How many youths has it consumed? Over 200 youths and more. The youths are waking up at 2:40 a.m. to play these games. How many old men have you seen playing video games? Have you seen your fathers on phones starting? How many of them? And to correct my proposers by saying that the government of Uru has come up with the standard gauge railway line. It's not Uru who has come up with that idea. It was Kibaki who came up with the idea, but the government of Uru has only implemented. And the Ethiopian electric train, it was, the money was taken, the money was 300 billion. The diesel train in Kenya, it's 500 billion. And as I quote this proverb that says, an old man seated under a tree sees many miles than a young man on top of a tree. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll hear closing statements, beginning with Miathane Boys. You have a minute.
Thank you very much. I'm your presenter, Emmanuel Kemadi, from Miathane Boys High School. Thank you for your simple questions and the way you have answered us. I would like to go straight to my addition point. I would like to give an example that I said. Retirement age should be lowered so to increase job opportunities. Let me give you an example of 2 years back or 3 years back. Our country had 2 young great men who introduced an aeroplane. They had that idea of making an aeroplane using iron sheets. When they went to the media, they were asked a simple question. Why are you doing this work at home? Why are you not in that company? They said that in those companies, they don't have any vacancy for them to be employed. They were told that the education level has not reached a point that they could start making those aeroplanes. But the simple question was, why comes that man has already introduced that aeroplane and it has gone up? And then that you're saying that their academics has not been able to reach at that level. To my other proposal, or answer your question, you say that the government of Uhuru did not come up with the idea. That is true, and thank you for that. But to answer your question, let me ask you, do we look at the people who are thought about the idea or the people who have made the work come true? This goes straight that these old people have no anything to do there. Young men, young youth are outside there, venturing into drug abuse, venturing into drugs, since they don't have anywhere to go. You have seen in the news, young men in Nairobi are standing there raising up their boards, looking for a job. Have you asked yourself why? It is because old people are taking vacancies that are not supposed to be them. They have to go home so that they can give a food to those youths. Thank you very much.
Okay, Kisima Mixed, you have 1 minute.
Thank you. Let me make it clear that not all of us must get white-collar jobs. Not all of us will fit in an office. So we must be creative in our own way. If Julius Yogo would have a mentality that I will wait for that man to retire so that I can take his position, that Julius Yogo, then he will not be the champion of throwing the javelin. No, if someone like Amfi Kayange, a rugby player, would have sat down and decided that I'm going to wait for this man to get out of office so that I can take his position, then he will not be playing rugby. He will not be earning. So as youth, we only need to be creative. You cannot tell me that you are going to get this old man out of job so that he can go and do, we can be saying the retired honorable president, talented President Moi Kibaki has been playing football, he scored a goal. We cannot say that, but we can say a talented someone out there, talented John played football, scored 3 goals. How is Kibaki going to play football? Those activities are for youths like us because we are energetic. A 24-year can think of something. Yes, if you can think of making a plane, why must you sit in an office? Isn't that making you think just around you? We must think beyond our nose. Thank you.
I'll start with Kisima. Kisima, we found that you did very well. Millicent, that is very good. You are a very passionate speaker, and I like how you came out. Even if you are short, it's still good. You are a very passionate speaker. Millicent, I also want to echo you because you gave us statistics, you gave us very good examples. And actually, as you're finishing up on the closing statements, you give us very relevant examples, Julius Diego and the likes of the athletes that we have. And that was very commendable. Whitney, I also found that you did well. And up to some point, you did very good. However, just like that, you left stage. I wish you'd have done more. I wish you'd have done one. It would have been good. Mike, I want to also echo you. Being in a group of ladies, you did good. You give us very good examples, and that's what we are looking at. You were able to compare the SGR in Kenya versus the Ethiopian railway, the electric railway, and you told us that the Ethiopian railway took 300 million versus the Kenyan railway, which is taking 500 million, and which is a good show of doing examples.
Well, this motion was more about persuasion, and I want to commend the two teams. It's quite clear that some people are outstanding. Millicent, you're very outstanding. I mean, you're very passionate, we could tell, and even how you come to end for your team. That was very powerful. Debate is all about persuasion, and so the more persuasive you become, the better. And for the other team, I think that was Emmanuel. Emmanuel, that was also very good of you, outstanding as well. That doesn't mean that the others didn't. We're just trying to say somebody's always outstanding in the team, and that's very good. So sometimes when you know someone is very much outstanding, you want to utilize them more, all right? And I want to commend both teams understood that, and that's the reason why those two speakers came to end their comments.
I shall begin with Kisima Mixed Secondary School. The judges awarded you 66.5%. Please give them a round of applause. Miathane Boys, the judges awarded you 64.5%, making Kisima Mixed the winners of this year.
Very well. Congratulations to the two teams on stage. We'd also like to thank your studio audience and our viewers back home. Keep watching and keep the conversation going on social media. Hashtag GDC for SDGs. I have been your host, Austin Yumbok.
And I am Mariam Bishar. Thank you for watching.
The Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.